Hi, live once again. Hopefully, this time I set the right microphone, not like 2 days ago, but you live, you learn. And today I would like to talk about documenting legacy code. And first of all, I would like to underline why this is important because, you know, your legacy code is valuable and is not valuable at the same time. I think it's not valuable anymore on the technological level. You have something that capture your business logic, support your processes, that is trapped in a technologies that no one that is who's not crazy or and is honest would use today, right? You picked this decision 20 years ago, you implemented it, RPG, COBOL, SAS PA1, whatever, was the reasonable choice at the time. Now it's not a reasonable choice anymore. It's like if you bought a great TV 30 years ago, you were very proud of it, your friends were envious. Now, you cannot stream Netflix over it, and it's just outdated. So on the technological level, well, it's not worth 10 cents. But it's very valuable because it captured the business logic. It captured all the details about your processes. And if you are a normal company, if you are a normal person, this is the only place where you have information so clearly defined to that level of details and absolutely correct. Most probably, you don't have a document sitting around that precisely describe your business practices. So that is the only place outside the head of the different people working in your company where this information is captured, and is captured completely and clearly, because otherwise the programs couldn't run. The programs do not make up for the details that you don't tell them. So when you write program, you must be absolutely precise and complete. And so because of this, all the information is in the code somewhere. And so if you document your code, or you generate documentation from your code, on one end, you make easier to maintain this code. But on the other hand, you extract this information that can be valuable for training your people, for example. Could be also valuable in case you decide to revisit some of your business processes, or if you want to move your system to a new platform, to a new technology, whatever. So in every scenario, documenting your existing system is valuable. As all things, so that there are many things that are valuable that you could do, but you can only invest in the ones that provide a right balance between value and cost. Now, here, I think there are opportunities for many companies to invest in this direction, because you can have valuable benefits with a limited cost, because some of this automation can be obtained automatically. Now, how? Well, first of all, you can parse your code and generate diagrams that describe the behavior of your code. Think about sequence diagrams, think about entity relationship diagrams. So you could also generate diagrams that tell us, which piece of data are touched by which routine. And so if each routine or program represents a business process, it tells you, with some level of interpretation, which data, which business process affect which data, which can be a useful piece of information. For understanding code, we also think is valuable the idea of using code idioms. This is something we invested many times developing. Personally, it was an objective that I had for myself since I was working on my PhD, so since the time when I had more hair, and took me a few years to get there, but now we have this approach that we can basically process a code base and finding common way of doing things, finding all the instances of the examples where these code idioms are applied and documenting that. And we can do that automatically through an algorithmic approach. So that is something that can be used to document your code. This is useful in case you need mostly for maintenance purposes, also for migration purposes, but mostly for maintenance purposes. Something else you could do is instead also perhaps to generate comments, in this case using LLMs. LLMs, I think, are great where you need to generate text, something that could be slightly off, because anyway it's intended to be consumed by a human, and the human will capture these things that are slightly off and perhaps will be able to correct them and fix them. So while I wouldn't use the LLM to generate a medical application or some software that would control anything mission critical or life critical, generating comments to put in the code seems a low risk, low cost solution, so something that you could consider. So these are just some ideas, things that in some cases we apply, like the idioms or the generation of diagrams. The generation of comments is something that we are experimenting with. It's not something that we have years of experience with, but we're getting there. So combining these different techniques, you can basically obtain documentation for different purposes, for maintenance, for a rewriting of the system, or for training your people, that can be obtained with a very limited cost. So I think this is an area where we're going to see more attention in the future. And if it's this, if you have ideas about this, or if it sounds interesting, just let me know. Add a comment, send me a message. Hopefully we can have a little bit of a dialogue instead of just listening to me blabbing stuff. So thank you again for listening. Hopefully today I picked the right microphone so you could actually hear me decently. And I look forward to our next live. Bye.